Hello, writing seminar class. Um, so I got some stuff written down here so that it's a little bit more concise. But what I thought the argument was that your language is your voice. If you're afraid to speak your voice or your native tongue, you lose a part of your identity. Uh, in my opinion, I completely agree with this. I think you do lose a large sense of self if you don't go back to your roots almost. Like in her case, it was more, native language. But this could be a lot of things in my opinion, like your hometown, your original friends, family, other things probably. Those are just some that came off the top of my head when writing this stuff. Um, I feel like this is kind of a similar thing to where, if you're born in like a state here, uh, if you're a fan of sports teams and you're born in a state, it's likely that you'll be a fan of the teams that are in your state. So, for example, if you're in New York, you're probably going to be a fan of the Knicks, Giants, Bills, what other every other New York team, the Mets, the Yankees. You'll probably be a fan of them, and I'd say the same goes for across the states and even outside of the states. Like I don't know much about Canada, but I bet you like the Montreal Canadiens. Like I bet you everybody in Montreal is probably a big Montreal Canadiens fan. But I I think that this kind of reminded me of a similar situation to that. Some of the key phrases that I really liked uh, is that if a person, uh, Chicana or Latina, I could be saying that wrong, has a low estimation of my native tongue, she has a low estimation of me. And the second one that I found that I thought was interesting was I am my language. I think both of these are very powerful phrases. I completely agree with the first one where if a person has a low estimation of my native tongue, she has a low estimation of me. I think that kind of just shows, you know, or well, I shouldn't say it shows. There's kind of like a first impression sense that is given off, and if someone doesn't like how you speak, they're already given with the idea that they don't like you. And I think this kind of perfectly aligns with that. I am my language, and is the other one I have written down here. I think that's overall just a very powerful phrase there. I think that she kind of understands that where she was born, where she grew up in. A lot of her life, or well, her early life, her childhood, revolved around the people she was around, the language she was in, and this kind of reinforces reinforces her childhood self, which I think a lot of people need to have a bit more of their childhood in their life. Anyways, I'm pretty sure I hit everything on the criteria there. That's it. Yeah.